So good afternoon, Dr. Isaac. All right. Thank you very much for being with us today with this interview. So just an introduction of Dr. Isaac. He has got 30 years of extensive experience in the field of integrative medicine. And he has also done a lot of extensive research with a lot of institutions throughout the world. So today our topic is on the importance of detoxification. So doctor, could you explain to us what is detoxification?
Detoxification is really one of the basic processes in the body. If we look at an example of detoxification, we look at our breathing. When we exhale, we detoxify, and when we inhale, we nourish. The same process happens all around the body. If you look at the cell in the body, when the cell detoxifies into the capillary, it goes to the venous blood that comes back to the heart. Then oxygen and nourishment comes all the way from the arterial capillaries and nourishes the cell. So we have all the time a dialogue in our body between detoxification and nourishment. In order to nourish ourselves, we have to have the space to nourish. If we are congested, if we are toxic, if we're not functioning well, we can't really nourish ourselves. Even if we have nutrients, we won't function well. So detoxification, you can talk about it as a letting go, relaxing, cleaning, clearing is the first step. When we are born, the first thing that we do is we cry, we exhale, we detoxify. The last thing we do before we leave this body is we exhale. So detoxification is a basic process of our existence that is done all the time. So it's not something very mystical. It's part of the physiological process. In integrative medicine, it has a much greater bearing and greater understanding.
So may I know how many ways of detoxification are there around?
So there are many ways to detoxify. It only depending on what you want to detoxify. So we have general detoxification of our whole body. And then we have detoxification that relates to different organ systems. We have detoxification that relates to different causes that we want to detoxify. We have detoxification that relates to different diseases. We have detoxification that relates to different times of the year, which here in Malaysia is not as critical because you kind of have one season. So when we detoxify, we have to separate two very basic concepts in integrative medicine that unfortunately are often misunderstood. And these are the concept of discharge and elimination. When we detoxify, we have to discharge the toxin, the heavy metals, the pesticides, the oxidized lipid, the lipid-soluble toxins. We have to discharge them from the cell, from the organ, into either the lymph system or the circulation. So then something that has been buried that we're not aware of, but it still can cause damage, now we are aware of it. Once we discharge, we have to eliminate. And the elimination happens through the eliminating organs, through the breath, like we talk, through the skin. Huge detoxifier of the skin, very important, especially if other parts are not working. Through the gut, through the stools, and through the urination. So for example, if we look at spectrum of life, and the tools that you have here. So you are very fortunate, you're not fortunate that you created this, but you have very sophisticated detoxification systems here, and now the role and the challenges are to integrate them. So for example, if things are in the cells, then one of the first things you want to do is you want to get them out of the tissue into the system. So for example, you can do infrared sound. So the heat, the circulation, the sweat, some of the toxins come into the system. Then you can do cupping that you have here, or scraping again to move it from the tissue. Or it's already moved to the tissue, you can use intravenous therapies, both for nourishment and for discharge and elimination, using vitamin C IV that you have, using glutathione, using the minerals that are needed. And then at the end, the same day or the next day, you can do either enema or hydrocolon therapy, where any of the toxins that were not eliminated, you are helping them to come out. So you can see that within your tools here, you can really have all these different stations that cover detoxification. Once you detoxify the person, then you can nourish them.
All right.
That's a basic process of integrative medicine.
Thank you very much, Dr. Isaac. So if you guys have any questions, you guys can always comment below. If you're receiving this through our direct mail, you can always reply to us if you have any more questions. Thank you very much, Doctor.